Hey everyone, welcome. Today I am actually creating an N-scale layout. So I've moved out of my parents' house, gone off to college, and living in my own apartment, 100-some miles away or whatever, and I don't have a layout, and my boredom got the best of me, which causes ideas and costs money because I get bored and want to do something. So since I don't have any trains up here or layouts, we're making an N-scale layout on a 2-foot by 4-foot piece of wood. So, real simple layouts, just N-scale actually. I think I already said that. But N-scale 2x4 piece of wood, some foam, put the layout on, and I'm gonna make some how-to videos and some time lapse of me putting this layout together. And real small, simple. Probably get some Union Pacific and some stack set cars, and just make some nice scenery. And with the size of it, I can just throw it up in the closet when I don't need it and bring it out when I want to play with it. So let's get started. Now what I'll be using today is my 2-foot by 4-foot piece of wood, which I bought from Home Depot for I think about $11-some roughly. Pre-cut foam 2x2, so it'll fit right on there. I don't have to do any cutting in my apartment or anything. And to put the foam onto the wood, I just went back to Home Depot and got some Power Grab construction adhesive. I don't have a caulking gun or anything, so I just got the squeeze bottle and a little putty knife to put it on and spread it around. So let's get started. Alright, so we are now in my car about to head to Home Depot. There's a quick change of plans. That little tube I got of that stuff is a little harder than I thought to get out, and my hands are cramping up, and I just want life to be easier. So I'm going to go to Home Depot and get a caulking gun and some of the construction adhesive. You can do this with that little tube I bought. If you're on a super tight budget, it's definitely doable. You know, if you with the it'll be a little bit harder, but it's still doable. You can still do it. But I want the easeability, and I will be needing a caulking gun in the future anyways for other projects. So I'm just gonna go get it anyways. I should have done it in the first place. And so also I'm using my phone backwards, so the quality is a little bit better. I don't know, I'm a little shaky holding my arm out there, and I don't know if I'm cutting my head off or not. But anyways, let's head to Home Depot. So I'm back at my apartment after making a quick trip to Home Depot, and I got 2 packs of these and a caulk gun. Was not about to do the little squeeze thing again for this other half. I'm lazy. Oh, and also a bigger spatula so I can make it a little quicker, just spreading it around there so I don't sit there with this small tiny thing going around. While I was at Home Depot, I put the weights onto the foam and I let it dry, and it's sticking pretty good. I've lifted it up, it's not coming off or anything. I'm going to put a small bead of glue, or of this construction adhesive, the adhesive, glue, adhesive, whatever the difference is, right here, because I didn't get fully underneath it, so it does come up a little bit. But once I get that under there, I'll put a weight back on this corner where it's not sticking, and let that dry. And it takes about 15 minutes for it to completely set up, and then I just left it for another 30-ish just to make sure it's all glued down and solid. And then while that's drying, I'm gonna come over here and do this side. and just make sure all the seams are glued down and everything. Now, as you can see, I definitely got better results using the caulking gun with the construction adhesive tube. I definitely got all of it out of it, unlike the other thing. I was kind of like a thing of toothpaste. I was trying to squeeze the last bit out of it, just wasn't working. So I'd recommend, if you don't already have one of these, getting one of these and just using the tube of adhesive. This thing is just, this is empty. It is a lot lighter than it was when I first got it, so you know it's empty. And as you can tell, using the wider spatula, I could spread it out a lot more evenly. So here's what we got right now. So I'm going to just set this right here. I get the second 2x2 foam piece and just line it up and make sure everything's nice and straight, and then set it down how I want. Have a nice even coverage of adhesive underneath. Get every single portion of this. Nothing will be up above or be pushing it up or anything. So we got all this lined up. And then just like I did on the other side, I'm going to set these weights just around all the corners, the edges. I got 5s and 3 pounds, so I'm going to just do the same configuration I did before. So really, this side is going to stick down a lot better than that side. They're both going to be stuck down and they won't move, but just overall coverage, as you can tell, there was a lot more adhesive on this side than there was on this side. It was definitely evenly spread out, so this whole thing is covered with adhesive. This side, I had this back corner area a little bit spotty, so you could see where they didn't have the adhesive. It was coming up and along here, so I put a bead down around here and then squeeze some underneath there and put the weights here and let it dry for a little bit. That was definitely a lot faster using the caulking gun to do this. It took me, I don't know, not even 5 minutes to spread that all around, get it all, most of it off of this putty knife thing. And yeah, it's just a lot faster. So I recommend doing it that way instead of using a little squeeze bottle with your hands. I'm gonna set this one right there. This corner isn't yet completely dry. It's set down pretty much. I think I may add another weight and get that corner set down. Alright guys, that kind of wraps up the video for today. And as you can see, I've taken the weights off and the glue or the adhesive has dried, and you can basically pick this up by the foam without it falling off. And what's nice is, especially with the size, I can just pick this up, lean it up against the wall when I don't want it to be in use. And you can see that the foam doesn't fall off or anything. So I'd say it's a success. Now what you can do next is you can get some different colored brown paint. I just took a quick swatch of this light brown paint. I'm a fan of lighter brown than darker brown. Kind of gives the overall setting of your scenery a little brighter look. It's not so dark with dark greens or dark browns or any of that. So what you can do is you can paint this. If this is going to be your ground layer for your trains, where you put your road bed on here and your track, and then you're going to put scenery, you can paint all this brown so you have a nice base coat of what like your soil, just on the earth, of what your soil coat will be. So then you can add, you can cut this pink foam with a wire foam cutter, and then you can start adding mountains, rocks, scenery, plaster, and all of that, which hopefully in future videos I'll be showing how-tos or just the overall process generally of how to make scenery and whatnot as the process of building this layout comes along. So I think that pretty much wraps up for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this really quick, short, simple video on how to start your small N-scale layout. You can do the same technique with O-scale, even G-scale if you're doing indoor G, HO scale, N scale, Z scale, everything. This is your basic startup pretty much. And especially with having this foam on here, that means You have a good starting point where you can cut a small valley if needed, or you already have a little bit height to your layout, so you can add, like, say this section be just barely taller than this section, your train will then go down. You know, you already have a kind of a basic starting template ready to go and get your trains and your layout up and running. So like I said, I hope you enjoyed this video. And there is a gnat in front of my face that has been annoying me. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helped a little bit on how to start. Look out for future videos. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe button, I think there's a bell button down there. You can get notified on any of my new videos. Also, leave me a comment if you have any questions, or if you just like the video, give me a comment, compliment, whatever. If it didn't help, I'm sorry. But watch out for future videos, and we'll see you next time.